claims victory. Let's turn away from the mainstream, though, shall we, if you will, and let's talk to someone who is pushing and shoving his way into the political spotlight as a presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party. He's got plenty of opinions on what he has seen recently, and he wants you to know about them. Kevin McCormick, welcome to the Fish Tank. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, there never seems to be as much drama like this from you libertarians like there is from the Dems and the GOP. Now, I know what the two other sides are going to say, the Dems and the GOP, but what is your take on the Nevada Democratic Convention debacle right now? I know you've got an opinion about this.
Well, I think the debacle just highlights the real issue and problem in America right now is that we really actually don't vote for who's going to be on the ballot on the Democratic and Republican side. They've led us all into believing that the American public gets to go to the ballot and vote for who they want to be their candidate. But the reality is it's a group of about 1,000 people within each party who go and select these candidates and then just lead us to believe that that is who we chose, and then we have to pick the lesser of two evils come November.
Okay, so what's your reaction to something happening? The CEO of a major social media company, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, meeting with conservatives over censorship issues, political censorship. These are people who have a lot to gain from media attention on this. They're talking heads. There are a lot of Republican bigwigs. What do you think about this argument?
Oh, I think it's just the conservatives and Republicans grasping at a chance to get their name in the headlines and in the news media so they can pander to their donors to try to get another dollar donation thrown their way. Because the reality is Facebook's a private organization. It's a social media platform. I can post whatever I want on there, and platforms like Facebook are what are allowing people like the Libertarian Party to get their voice out there. And in fact, the FEC, the Federal Elections Committee, is trying to stop us from being able to freely speak how we want on Twitter because it's affecting the political landscape.
What are you facing there? What are you hearing from the FCC on this?
Oh, they're recently doing investigations about the fact that, anyone can go on Twitter and say whatever they want, and it may be political speech, and they may not be true. Well, that's what free speech is. And every time that free speech is used in a manner that the Republicans or Democrats don't like, they suddenly think we need to regulate it or stop it. We should be allowed to say whatever we want, whenever we want on these platforms and get our voices and opinions out there.
Well, you heard this week, it's got to be addressed. Hillary Clinton saying that her husband will spearhead her economic ambitions. What do you think about a presidential candidate talking about her husband doing something that we as the people would be electing her for? As a candidate yourself, what do you think about that?
I think it's nice that Bill is going to take a break from flying on private jets with pedophiles to volunteer to help with Hillary's campaign.
Continue.
But in reality, I don't want pedophiles around my children, and I definitely don't want them near the U.S. economy.
All right. Well, after the convention, it's coming up here really quick, your convention, Libertarian Convention. You're nominated. You hit the ground running that Tuesday as the nominee. How are you going to go out swinging as a Libertarian who can actually get elected if you're the party's guy?
If I'm the party's guy, we're going to hit the ground running, and you're going to see a social media and marketing campaign using the new tools and technology we have available to us that America has never seen. And as I was saying earlier, you're going to quickly, within months, hearing the Republican Democrats crying and whining about how we're running our campaign and how we're getting the word out and trying to find ways and regulations to shut me down.
Well, what are some of the things where, as president, you would say, these are my top line talking points, and here is how I'm going to implement them? Because it's no secret. A lot of people say these third-party ideas, they might be great, but we don't have a guy yet or woman who's going to go forward and say, I can execute this, and I'm going to work with what we've got, the people in power, to make things happen, even if it's incremental. How important do you think that is for the Libertarian Party, and what is your way to accomplish that?
My key is I'm running on 4 key topics: smaller government, personal freedom, privacy, and free speech. And one of those main areas that I plan on using to get a smaller government and increase the economy is to cut the repatriation tax to 0. I think if we put a very clear set of objectives and campaign policies in place that the president can actually enact instead of the lies and pander that our current candidates give us, that our economy can grow. And when our U.S. Congress and Republican and Democrats know that I'm going to veto anything they give to me that has spending that is not funded by current revenues, they're going to be forced to start working together, and we'll see real change in America.
Okay, so what do you think? Let's talk a little bit about Libertarian Party drama. What does the landscape look right now as far as elbowing your way in and getting a chance to be the nominee?
Well, right now, the Libertarian Party has the best set of candidates we've had in a lifetime. A lot of great candidates on the ballot. We have our convention going on next weekend, Memorial Day weekend in Orlando. Our delegates will be arriving. We will have a debate that will be aired on multiple cable outlets for everybody to see. And on Sunday, we will nominate who our candidate will be. I feel I have a great opportunity to be there as one of those front runners for the nomination.
All right. And, just to point out here, you had mentioned the Libertarian Party, it's got its delegates. If you could redo that, how would you do it? Because it doesn't sound like you approve of the delegate system yourself.
Oh, no, I think we have a great delegate system in place. That's one of the reasons why I was late to the party. When I say to the party, my run, I jumped in on March 17th publicly, and I'm able to do that because none of our delegates are bound like they are in the Republican and Democratic Party. Our delegates are free to go to our convention on Sunday and vote for whatever candidate they feel is best, and many of them are going to hear my message and get to meet me personally for the first time, and that they get the opportunity to change their mind that day and vote however they want.
All right. Best of luck with that. Thank you very much for joining me, presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party, Kevin McCormick. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.